Good afternoon, everyone. It's Sal Post. How you're doing? And welcome to another episode of Chatterbox. I hope you're all doing well. I am Sal Warner. This is Stratford Post. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon, guys, and dropping everything you're doing to watch this show. I really appreciate everyone who's joining me today. And please don't forget, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video. That'd be fantastic. If you guys can do that for me, I would really, really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. So let's delve straight into the news, of course, guys. Of course, let's get straight into it. Manchester United have been in the news quite a lot recently. I mean, Man United are always in the news, aren't they? They're in the news a lot every day, to be honest with you. And there seems to be a little bit of news here and there every now and then. But a few weeks ago, I reported that Man United were after a couple of Turkish players who currently play their trade at Benfica. Right. So, Manchester United, this has kind of resurfaced a little bit. Now, when I do these shows, right? I don't just look online, right? I do have my contacts here and there that I do give a call. I do speak to them, a couple of ex-players as well. And I do speak to them, and I do speak to people who are close within the club. And they do tell me certain things here and there, that Man United are after this player, Man United are after that player. Yeah. So generally, I get the news a long way before some people, and I'm lucky in regards to that. And I reported about this signing, of course, these two Turkish players that Manchester United are after. Let's delve straight into it, shall we? Let me just get this up for you. Let's delve straight into this. Now. Let's have a look. Yeah, here we go. Man United manager Erik Ten Hag is targeting a January swoop for Turkish duo Karim Aktürkoğlu and Erkan Kokcu. But the Red Devils face competition from Premier League rivals Tottenham Hotspur. Both clubs had scouts watching the pair during Turkey's recent match against Iceland, according to Call Offside sources, and it's believed that Benfica's Champions League match against Atletico will provide the Premier League clubs and others with a further opportunity to take a look at the players. Now, look, listen. I reported this a long time ago, guys. If you guys who know me, I reported this a long time ago in regards to that. What do I think of the news in regards to this? I mean, it could be like, rubbish. It could be rubbish. But what I'm hearing is that Man United are looking at the Turkish market. They are looking at players in Turkey. Of course, that those two players do not play in Turkey. They play at Benfica. But they're looking at Turkey as a league in a whole because of, obviously, the price range is a lot less than it would be elsewhere in Europe. So they could pick up a couple of bargains. If Man United could pick up a couple of bargains, some young players, that would be absolutely fantastic. Of course, Real Madrid do have Gunla, of course, who's from Turkey, a fantastic player. You know what? I wanted him at Man United a long time ago as well. I wanted Gunla to Man United as well. So, you know what? It is exciting. It is exciting that Man United are still looking at players. We're still searching for that guy or those guys who's going to be at our club next season, of course. And you know what? We need to get the pedal in the middle. Pedal in the middle. What's the pedal in the middle next season, of course, guys, by the summer. Lots of news going on right now. And of course, it's going to upset a lot of people. A lot of people are pro. They say they're not FC. They say they're not player FC. They say they're not player FC, but they are player FC because they back their players no matter what. I'm not player FC. I'm Manchester United FC, guys. And that is how I deal with things. So if I bring in the other piece of news, if I may, guys. Okay, we got Gomes. Gomes has been capturing the attention of Manchester United again, according to L'Equipe newspaper and reported by United exclusive. Again, Manchester United are in for Gomes. You know what? He would be a free transfer next summer. It would be a free transfer next summer. Would you do that deal? Would you go after him in the summer? Do we need that kind of player? That is the question. Is he physically strong? Of course, I've been hearing a lot of things lately about physicality. Is he strong? Is he got the physicality? Like, for example, about Harry Amas. Has he got the strength for the Premier League? Is he good enough for the Premier League? Look, you know what? He's done okay in Europe. He's done okay. He hasn't set the world alight. But you know what? Free transfer, you know what? Wouldn't require too much wages. I wouldn't say no. If I'm being honest with you, I wouldn't say no. I probably would just squeeze and say yes, that we should go after a player like that in regards to Gomes. I think he would be a brilliant player at Man United again. You know, I thought he was a brilliant player many years ago, but you know what? Obviously, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at that time didn't think he was ready for that. You know, he went abroad, he went to a various clubs. I think he went to Lille, didn't he, etc. And you know what? I wouldn't say no as a free transfer. As a free transfer, I wouldn't say no to Angel Gomes, guys. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? In Turkish media, Jose Mourinho has been praising Erik ten Hag, saying that he's done a brilliant job based on the circumstances that he has been dealt. He has also mentioned the problems that Erik ten Hag faced last season and has openly stated that Manchester United should be grateful for Erik ten Hag for where they are and the fact that they've won 2 trophies in 2 years. Speaking to Turkish news, Jose Mourinho said that Erik ten Hag is a highly talented manager who is facing adversity right now. What do you make of that? What do you make of that? And you know what? I completely agree with Jose Mourinho there. Surprise, surprise. I agree with Jose Mourinho. Yes, I agree with Jose Mourinho. I agree with exactly what he said there. He spoke the absolute gospel in regards to Erik ten Hag, the mitigating circumstances that we've all been talking about, what we spoke about last season, of course, guys, in regards to the off-field issues, in regards to the injuries, in regards to the media scrutiny. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I think that is really, really classy from Jose Mourinho to be bigging up Ten Hag. Of course, Ten Hag has also praised Jose Mourinho, calling him very successful and a great manager, of course, guys. So you know what? It works both ways. And I'm glad that them two are getting along. They're both getting along, guys. I'm absolutely over the moon with that, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. UK Rap, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. The only place to be. Big up, my friend. Big up, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Mad Advanced Sid, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Yo's up. Big up your brother. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling good, my friend. Good to see you. Just completed my project. Big up, Mad Advanced Sid. Big up, my friend. Absolutely. The only 2 YouTubers I'll watch you now, UTV and Indian YouTuber, one MC, one big up, one MUFC. Get him on the show sometimes. I'll take it, mate. Absolutely. Bring him on the show. Absolutely. MUFC now, the legend that is MUFC now. Do you know what? MUFC now has got the killer videos, guys. This guy's killing it in regards to the videos. He's got some killer videos, guys. I'm telling you right now. Hilarious. You know what I mean? Hilarious. Big up MUC right now. Much love, my brother. Thank you so much, my friend. You are a legend and you are always welcome, my friend. Thank you for coming in. Karim is a baller. Absolutely mad advanced, Sid. Absolutely. And this is like, you know, this is what I've been saying a few weeks ago in regards to these Turkish players. They're technically very, very good guys. And you know what? They are not going to cost you an arm and a leg, as they say. They're gonna be, you know, money's too tight to mention. That's Simply Red said. That's Simply Red. What's the best money song of all time? I was asked this question today, guys. What is the best money song of all time? The money song. What is? I said Money's Too Tight to Mention by Simply Red. is that a money song? Is that a money song? I think Man United. I think that's the soundtrack to Manchester United, guys. I really do. I really do. Absolutely. Angel Gomes has found his level in France, though. I agree with that somewhat, Mark. How you doing, bro? I hope you're doing well. I agree with that somewhat. I do agree that Gomes has found his level. I think it is a little bit getting carried away. We're getting a little bit giddy in regards to him. He is a good player. Now, England international, of course. But obviously, the physicality of the Premier League might be a little bit for him to muster. Of course, he didn't make it in the first place, obviously, because of his physicality. That was the reason he didn't get into the Man United team enough. But technically, he's a great player. I want to also bring in this into play. The Premier League is not like it was in the 1990s. There's not Vinnie Jones doing these two-footed challenges, etc. You can hardly touch anyone these days without it being a foul or a yellow card. So what? So at the end of the day, it is a thing. It is a factor, the physicality. But you know what? It is a problem that he didn't make it in the first time. There was a reason he didn't make it in the Premier League in the first place. But a free transfer is weighing up, you know, a free transfer. You know, he wouldn't want any more money either. He wouldn't want a lot of money either, would he? Absolutely not. Big up, big up, big up. Please, United, get Alvaro back before Gomes. Alvaro Fernandez, you know what? You know, I mean, you know what? If we get him back, that'd be lovely. But I don't know if we're going to get him back, if I'm being totally honest with you guys. I mean, he has to want to come back as well. Let's not forget, you know, just because they played at Man United doesn't mean they are Manchester United fans. You know what? I don't think we personally treated Alvaro Fernandez with fairness. I don't think we actually gave him an opportunity, the opportunity that he warranted at the time. I don't think we gave him that opportunity. So I'm not sure whether he will come back. Other teams are interested in Alvaro Fernandez as well. We're not the only ones who are interested in Alvaro Fernandez. There are other teams like Chelsea, like Liverpool, who are interested in him. And would he come back to Manchester United now after what happened before? I hope so. I hope that he still has friends here. I hope that he still, has a desire to prove himself at Man United, of course, guys. The only players we need to bring back are Alvaro Fernandez and Mason Greenwood. The end. Oh, well, yeah. You know what, Mason Greenwood? Apparently, guys, Mason Greenwood. Speaking of Mason Greenwood, he's waiting on the call from Thomas Tuchel to still play for England, guys. So he still feels that he has an opportunity for England. Look, you know what? I believe he deserves an opportunity for England. I think it's a pass. He's expecting his second child with the girlfriend, with that girlfriend. He's expecting his second child, guys. So, I do believe that, he should be given a second chance. And that is my opinion, guys. I know a lot of people feel like, he's done this. We heard the videotapes, near. You know what I mean? But you know what? I think, he deserves a second chance. He's a young lad, highly talented. Did you see his goal at the weekend for Marseille? Fantastic goal at the end of the day. And I feel like he deserves a second chance, especially for his country, which is England, of course, guys. He's England, born in England. He's English at the end of the day. And you know what? If it was me, I'm mixed race. If someone told me, Sal, go and play for the USA, where my gran is from, I wouldn't want to play for the USA. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to play. I want to play for England because I'm English. I was born in England. And you know what? I hope he's given an opportunity. Everyone deserves a second opportunity. Everyone deserves a second opportunity in life. You know what? I'll get crucified for that, guys. But you know what? I stick to my principles. I stick to my beliefs, guys. I think he deserves another opportunity. If I'm being no 10 and only to replace Bruno is Jamal Musiala. How much is Jamal Musiala going to cost, Mark N? Mark, how much is he going to cost? He's going to cost quite a bucket load of money. I would have guessed, guys. I would have guessed. Absolutely, he's going to cost quite a lot of money. Obviously, he is a fantastic player, one of the best guys. Obviously, I would love Musiala at Manchester United. Who wouldn't love Musiala at Manchester United? He is a fantastic player, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? So, will he come to Man United? Will he come to Man United? And he is worth around 100 million. Basically, it is about 100 million. And I think they would want 100 million plus, if I'm being totally honest with you guys. 100 million for him. One of the best young players in the world, probably one of the best young player in the world, if I'm being totally honest with you guys. Fantastic player, of course. Absolutely. And you know what? 21 years old. Fantastic player, guys. I would love him at Man United. But you know what? Dreamers, we can dream. We can dream. We dreamed a big dream. We dreamed a big dream, of course. Buyback clause, absolutely. 16.7 million for Fernandez after we sold him for 5. Absolutely dreadful deal that was. What a dreadful deal that was. Unbelievable. Given the fact that we have Luke Shaw, who's always injured, and we got obviously Tyro Malacia, who's on rehabilitation or whatever he's doing at the moment. We should have kept Fernandez. It was a no-brainer, to be honest. You know what? My grandma, who doesn't watch football, has never watched football in her life, she's 80 odd years old, would have known not to sell Fernandez. My advance says Jamal Musiala would join City, mate. Mate, can you imagine them buying Musiala? My advance said, can you imagine the uproar? Can you imagine that would improve them tenfold? That would make them even more better. At the moment, they're not great. They've got obviously Grealish on the left. Sorry, they've got him. You know what? If they got Musiala, it would be an incredible upgrade, wouldn't it? But you know what? Ineos have openly said that they're not going to sign players for 100 million. They said that they want to make their own Musialas. They want to make their own Kylian Mbappe's. Jim Ratcliffe said it himself that they're not interested in signing players over 100 million. And the problem is because our squad, we spent over $1 billion in the last 10 years, and we've not got 100 million pound player. If you're going to say 100 million pound player at Man United, who would it be? Who would the 100 million pound player be at Man United right now? And you have to really squeeze it and say, well, it's the young players who've come through the academy, isn't it? It is probably Garnacho or Mainu, but they probably won't be worth 100 million at the moment, probably in the region of 80, 90 million. Myself, Garnacho is worth over 100 million. Myself, Mainu's worth 100 million. But you know what? In a realistic world, how much are they worth? You tell me, guys. What Wirtz is a better option. Wirtz is a good player as well. Rate him highly. Absolutely. Lots of great players out there at the moment. Lots of great players out there at the moment, guys. Is it mind games? Kazi, mind games. My mind games is telling you 5 o'clock when it's actually 2 o'clock. That's my mind games. I'm living in the UAE at the moment, guys. Absolutely, I'm living in UAE. In regards to Eric Ten Hag and Jose Mourinho, yeah, they're going to compliment each other. They're going to say lovely stuff about each other, of course, guys. You know what? They rate each other. Jose Mourinho rates Eric Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag rates Jose Mourinho. You know what? It's a big love affair. That will end on Thursday, guys. It will end on Thursday. That little love affair that they got going over there, you know what? It will end on Thursday, guys. And you know what? Hopefully, Man United bring it home. Hopefully, Man United win the game. I think we'll win the game, guys. I'm going to give my prediction tomorrow, of course, on the match preview. And you know what? We'll see how it goes. Eric Ten Hag's presser is coming up as well. Let's not forget. Excuse me. Mark, he doesn't want to play for Pep Guardiola. He doesn't like his football. I don't think any. Did you see, guys? Did you see that dinner between Pep Guardiola and Luca Toni? You remember Luca Toni? I think he played for Inter Milan. So Luca Toni said to Pep Guardiola at a dinner table, he said, "I couldn't find a club for 3 years because of your goddamn false number 9 position. I couldn't find a club." He's speaking in Italian. He said, "I couldn't find a club for 3 years because of your stupid tactics." And they were laughing about it. Pep Guardiola gave this awkward laugh, and you know, but it's true. Luca Toni's a proper number 9, isn't he? And he couldn't find a club for 3 years because of this bloody football from Pep Guardiola that everyone is trying to imitate. And I said this, I've been saying it for a long time. Build your own empire, build your own legacy, build your own tactics. Stop copying what it is. You know, I know his tactics are good. I know he's a good manager. I'm not saying he's a rubbish manager, but his football is dire. Let's be honest, guys. His football is dire. I don't like his football at all, if I'm being honest with you. And the problem is now everyone is trying to copy what he's doing because it was relatively successful. So everyone is trying to copy everyone else. And you know what? It doesn't work like that. Be original in life, guys. Be original. Mark, so I don't assume he said before the interview City rejected him 4 years ago and he doesn't rate their setup for his game. Money's too tight to mention. Money's too tight to mention. Money's too tight to mention for Manchester United, of course. And you know what? Money talks. I've heard a lot of things from footballers over the years that they're never going to sign for this club and they're never going to sign for that club. Who knows what Man City can bring? You know, I would love him at Man United, Mark. It would be great if we signed someone like Musiala at his age. If we got him, I'll be absolutely buzzing, mate. I will be celebrating on the stream, Mark. Absolutely. You know, if we signed him, you know, and hopefully he doesn't go to Manchester City. You never know. You never know in football. You never know. I've seen strange things happen in football. I've seen John Obi Mikel holding up a Man United top and then playing for Chelsea. I bet he regrets that, though, doesn't he? I bet he regrets that, John Obi Mikel. Bayern will try to get a new contract. That's the big problem. They're trying at the moment to get a new contract for Musiala right now. They are trying to get a new contract from him, of course, guys. They are. And you know what? Will he be? Look, he signed a 5-year contract in 2021, guys. So his contract is running to 2026. So next year, he'll have 1 year left on his contract. So they're going to be in a very, very precarious position to keep Musiala, to give him the contract or either take the money for Musiala now. Otherwise, losing him for free in 1 year, guys. So you know what? Let's go for it, guys. Why not? He who dares wins in life. He who dares wins. That is what life's about. It's about believing in yourself and believing that we are Manchester United and we're not going to be defeated in this game, guys. We have ambition too. We are a big club too. You know, someone was arguing with me yesterday and the day before saying that AC Milan are bigger than Manchester United. Juventus are bigger than Manchester United. This was an Arsenal fan, guys. He was saying this. They were saying that AC Milan are bigger than Manchester United. Juventus are bigger than Man United. I was saying, how can you say that? Man United have won more trophies altogether than AC Milan. How can you say that? How can you? Maybe, look, at the end of the day, yes, in the Champions League, yeah, they're brilliant, AC Milan. That's fantastic. But as a club, we are bigger than AC Milan. As a club, we are much bigger than Juventus, of course. He even went as far as to say Ajax are bigger than us. Look, at the end of the day, people need to differentiate the difference between success and how big we are. We are incredibly huge as a football club, right? We are the biggest alongside Real Madrid and Barcelona right now, right? And these people just want to downplay Man United because they've never won a Champions League, these Arsenal fans. These Arsenal fans are absolutely wiling, bruv. Wiling, absolutely, wiling. Absolutely. Bees knees. We beat the Bees on Saturday. Mad Advanced, absolute best, absolutely best. George Best. No one can beat George Best. Absolutely, George West. I'm telling you, bro, because he is not renewing his contract. Bayern will you hear media reports on this 3 weeks everywhere. We'll see. If that's the case, he must have a great passion to come from Manchester United because, you know what? I think he wants to leave Bayern Munich. I do. But whether he wants to come to Manchester United remains to be seen. Obviously, a number of clubs are going to be interested in Musiala's signature. He is the best winger in Europe in regards to the young players, man. So at the end of the day, look, we're going to face a fight, but we believe we can win that fight. If we get Musiala, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But let's not forget, we have got Garnacho, we have got Rashford. Of course, guys, whatever you guys think about Rashford and Garnacho, you know what? We have got them at the end of the day. Rumors about Rashford are circulating again. Media biased coming out again. Media lies are coming out again in regards to Rashford, in regards to Antony. And I'm going to bring in Antony in a bit, you know, in regards to what he wants to do. But you know what? A lot of media rumors have been happening about Rashford right now, that he's going to leave the club and etc. You know, I wouldn't believe it for a second. I wouldn't. I don't believe he's going to leave the club. I don't think Rashford's going to leave the club anytime soon. No matter what you guys think, I know that a lot of people want him to go. I myself felt during the summer that we should have cashed in on Marcus Rashford, but I don't think he's going to leave, guys. I actually think this is his retirement club. I really don't think he's going to go anywhere very soon, guys. Musiala would be a brilliant player, you know, and you know what? He would add well-needed competition in that position. And also, when you get players such as Musiala, you also give the other players an incentive to improve. You know, when they look at Musiala in training, they're going to say, my goodness me, what a player. And they're going to have incentives to improve as well. But Advance said, if the case, then why not? Absolutely. 1 year to go on his contract, guys. So we have to get it moving. We have to get a step in, guys. Absolutely. We have to get moving. 1 year in his contract, guys. We cannot be slow. We cannot walk into the right direction, as Jim Ratcliffe said. Walk into the right decision, of course, guys. Going for curry, Thai green chicken, not turkey. Glory, green curry. I haven't had green curry in years, mate. A red curry. It's all about the red curry, my friend, or butter chicken, my man, top button. Absolutely. That is what it's all about, my friend. It's not about the green curry. You're not about the green curry, the slimy green slimer curry. What you all talking about? What you talk about, Willis? What's wrong with you? Facts out. Big up, Mark. Big up, brother. Hope you're well as well. I just tell you, there's a good money spent. I agree, though. I agree. It's whether Ineos are going to spend that money. This is the thing. I would splash whatever it is. I would throw in the bloody roof. The roof probably ain't worth much at Old Trafford anyway, but I would throw in anything to get Musiala at Man United. Do you know what? Those are the kind of signings that give you hope. You know, they really give you that buzz. You know, and you know what? I would love Musiala at Man United. You know, he's at the moment. Let's be honest. He's holding up Bayern Munich. I know that Harry Kane is scoring a lot of goals, tap-ins, etc. But you know what? Musiala is holding up that club right now, in my opinion. Big up. I'm telling you now, Tuchel will make England win everything. Only competition is Germany and Argentina. Oh, that's disrespectful to France. France are a very good team as well, my friend. They're a very good team. Italy are coming up as well. Portugal will have something to say. But France have got a very, very good young team as well. We have to be careful of France. And you know what? Tuchel will be a good manager for England. I just don't think he would have been a good manager for Man United. I really don't. I think he's more suited to cup football. He's more suited to that type of football, one-off games here and there, you know. And he will play the five at the back, the three centre-backs, of course. He will play that. Hopefully, he doesn't bring in Eric Dyer like he did at Bayern Munich. Hopefully, he doesn't do that. But you know what? I do believe he's going to be a most successful England manager. I think he's going to win England the tournament. I really do think that. Whether it's 2026, I'm not too sure. But you know what? We'll have to wait and see in regards to that. Madavan says one or two more. Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely, my friend. He has everything: creative ability, magnetic touch, left foot, right foot shots, and can play in any system. Absolutely. Front three, he can play anywhere. Up front, he can play as well. You know what? We're getting giddy about Musiala. Can you imagine we sign Musiala? Can you imagine the buzz in the fan base? Can you imagine that buzz in the fan base, guys? Let's not forget, right? We have got a very good young team going on right now. You know, a very good young team. We've got, obviously, De Ligt, who's only turned 25. We've got Licha, I think he's only 25. Obviously, we got Euro, what is he, 20? You know, and we got Euro as well, you know, and we've also got the young players coming through the conveyor belt. We've got Mainu, who's a young kid, of course. Ugarte is only 23. of course, and we got obviously Collier and Amas coming through the ranks as well. Fletcher, are coming through the ranks as well. Wheatley coming through the ranks as well. Garnacho is young. Ahmad is young. Hoyland is young. You know what? There is no place to be other than Manchester United right now. And if we add Musiala, someone like that, added that little masala to the mix, my goodness me. My goodness, we will be cooking, guys. We will be cooking. I know we're getting excited on the stream, of course, guys. It'll be fantastic. We sold it for 8 million, technically 3 million on 905. Yeah. But it's still cheap for me. I thought, you know what? If he was playing for Man City, if he was playing for Chelsea, they would have sold him 20 million. Easy. Would have sold him for 20 million. We shouldn't have even thought about selling Fernandes. It was quite obvious his talent from a long while away. I mean, when he was playing in pre-season, we saw how good this player was. We saw how good he was. And at the end of the day, I wouldn't have sold him myself. Definitely not. It was a bad decision. We had Mason Greenwood. Yeah, mate. You know what? Mason Greenwood is an excellent player, generational talent, of course, mate. Mason Greenwood, I feel sorry for him, to be honest with you. He loved Manchester United, of course, guys. He really did. And basically, best right winger. We had the right winger sorted for the next few years, guys. For the next decade, we had the right wing sorted. We didn't need anyone else. We had Mason Greenwood. But at the end of the day, one thing I would say about the fans in England, and I was in the stadium when Beckham was getting the abuse, if Mason Greenwood came back to Manchester United, the abuse he would receive from not only the rival fans, a section of our own fans, unfortunately, a section of our own fans would have absolutely destroyed the lad. They would have destroyed him and his mental well-being as well. I think about that. And I think about what happened to Beckham. These days, it is far, far worse, guys. Far, far worse. Because obviously you have social media. You have all that on top of it as well. You know what? I'm always a believer that people make mistakes. People make mistakes. And everything is in context. That video recording, I say it's in context. But I'm not going to absolutely dive in and say, oh, my God, he's innocent. At the end of the day, the charges were dropped, right? But the thing is that I do believe in hindsight, with everything being said, everyone deserves a second chance, in my opinion, no matter who it is, guys. Unless you're a serial killer or something like that and you destroy the family and something like that, I don't believe that, you should be forgiven. But that, that contextual tape and things like that, I think, I don't like to go on about it too much, but you know what? At the end of the day, I wish him the best of luck in France, and I wish him the best luck wherever he's going to go. I can see him going to a Real Madrid. I really can. Even though Real Madrid have got players, I can see him becoming that talent in a few years, becoming that guy. You know what I mean? Whether it's Barcelona, whether it's Real Madrid, I can see him becoming that guy, if I'm being honest. If Garnacho made then 200 million, Greenwood, absolutely. Big up Greenwood. Much love. Worse, it's not close to Musiala. No, he's a few years behind, I think, in regards to that, in regards to development. Even if Greenwood doesn't come to United, we will easily make 50 million from Greenwood. Yeah, we'll easily make that from him. At the end of the day, you know what? I wish him the best of luck. No one deserves the sort of crap he's going to get if he came back to England, of course. Big up, everyone. Big up, Randy. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the stream, guys. Absolutely welcome. We should judge players on 23 who is better or not. We never know. We should not judge. Yeah, absolutely. You never know. You never know. Look, I'm a big fan of football. I've been a big fan of football for 40 years. I remember Ian Wright becoming Ian Wright at 24, guys. You know what I mean? And I've seen a lot of things. And players can develop late. Not everyone is the same. Life is multi-layered. Everyone is different. People compare people with other people because they're better, right? If they're better, but that guy might be different. That guy might develop late. There might be a late developer. Do you know what I mean? And some people are late developers. Everyone's body is different. And that is life at the end of the day. We shouldn't really compare players too much. But you know what? We get an idea of what that player is and what their skills are, their skill sets are, what they're good at, what they're bad at. And obviously, it's natural just to say, you know what? At the moment, he's better. We'll go for him. And that's the thing. Not to say that player won't become the player that we hope that he might be, not to say that. 10 Heisenberg villain arc. If you know, United DNA, we are always villains. We are the villains, mate. Absolutely. Manchester United are the villains. We've always been the villains since the 90s, mate. I think about all the stuff that has been going on in regards to Man United over the last few weeks, of course, guys, in regards to the transfers out, in regards to the rumours about Rashford, in regards to the rumours about not wanting Alex Ferguson in the dressing room, in regards to the rumours about Alex Ferguson being sacked and axed and things like that, which I don't agree with when he stepped down. All those rumours that were going on this week because of its international break, which means it is Manchester United rumor week, of course, guys. And you know what? They generally make bad rumors about Manchester United. They generally do that, don't they? At the end of the day, they do make rumors about that. And you know what? Hated, adored, never ignored. And that is how it's always been for Manchester United. We've always had this scrutiny around us. Even in the 90s, we've had this scrutiny around us. We've had, you know, when Beckham had got sent off, people forget during the 1998 World Cup, you know what I mean? Who missed the penalties? David Batty with his weak ass penalty. At the end of the day, these kind of things, you know, they don't talk about, you know, they didn't talk about the weekend. Did they talk about Newcastle losing at home to Brighton at home, right? Did they talk about Arsenal getting walloped against Bournemouth, you know? Did they talk about that? They didn't talk about that at all, did they? They didn't want to talk about that because it wasn't Manchester United, of course, guys, you know, weren't Manchester United, you know. It's crazy at the end of the day. Chelsea losing to Liverpool as well, of course, which they expected to lose, really. So at the end of the day, look, you know, I had people coming on my stream at the weekend, Arsenal fans, saying, isn't it nice? Isn't it nice? Two mid-table teams playing each other. And then this Arsenal fan comes back to me and then I said to the Arsenal fan, isn't it nice? Two teams that haven't won the Champions League playing against each other. And they got defensive. They started saying that the Cup Winners' Cup is bigger than the Champions League and all this crap, nonsense and malarkey. Of course, guys, as they do, of course. Randy, bringing Mason back to Manchester United. It will be conflicting. The fan base is very conflicted at the moment in regards to that. There'll be a passionate outcry, of course, if that happened. And there probably will be a protest, to be honest with you. Whether you agree with it or not, that is what probably will happen. Having spoken to many Manchester United fans over the last couple of years, you know, I do believe that, you know, it will be an absolute nightmare in regards to the way Greenwood will be treated. We live in a self-righteous society. We live in a place where people think one thing is wrong and the other thing is right? There's a massacre going on in the Middle East right now, but no one is saying F all about it. No one, right? Absolutely no one. And do you know what? But you know what? Greenwood is where the buck stops. Greenwood is where we draw the line, you know? Mad. Side to side when the goal post is forward and backwards. Copycats are like Arteta are not going to win anything. Copy is always, you're always going to be, you know, a carbon cutter. He's never going to be Pep Guardiola. This is why you always have to concentrate on your own legacy, your own way of playing. Pep Guardiola is Arteta is literally a cardboard cutout of Pep Guardiola. That's what he is. And they may deny it. They may hate on it. You know, he does it well. He copies it well. But at the end of the day, he's not going to get ahead of Man City if he's trying to imitate Man City. You won't get ahead of them because they will always be 2 steps ahead of the game. So you got to think about your own way of playing. You got to think about your own style of playing as well. A way to get you over the line. Sir Alex Ferguson did it. Some may say Sir Alex Ferguson played a certain style of football that wasn't entertaining during 2013, you know, but he got over the line and smashed the league, didn't he? And Man City had no idea of what to do, you know. And I feel like if Alex Ferguson was still manager, he'd be still smashing Manchester City right now. Pep football is boring. I agree with that. I agree. He's killing football, Mark. He's killing it. Just imagine Haaland hasn't scored a goal in 3 games or 4. Just imagine that was Rasmus Højlund, Mark. Rasmus Højlund. Everyone. We even got a compliment from Jamie Carragher in regards to Rasmus Højlund. Rasmus Højlund was fantastic at the weekend, guys. And just to think, just a few months ago, people were calling this guy a bum. People were calling this guy wasted. People were calling this guy overrated. My goodness me, he's a kid at the end of the day. And that guy held up the ball at the weekend, you know, brought players into play. That finish was sublime. It reminded me of Ruud van Nistelrooy-esque, you know, when he first signed for Man United. Do you remember Ruud van Nistelrooy's first game for Man United? And he done that little chip over the goalkeeper. Do you remember that? Oh, you know, it reminds me of that. He's obviously been in the training ground with Ruud van Nistelrooy, but one thing about Rasmus Højlund is getting stronger as well. There was a podcast today with Rio Ferdinand, Dimitar Berbatov, and Nemanja Vidic. They said basically he has to be a lot more angry. A lot more angry. I agree with that in somewhat. Man United in general need to be a lot more angry than they are right now. They're not angry enough. in my opinion. They're not angry enough. They need to be more angry. They need to be more scary to the opposition. Mad about this. I don't think Bayern will ask 124 players 1 year for the contracts. We pay 50 million for Mason Mount, though. Can you imagine? My goodness me. Can you imagine we pay 50 million for Mason Mount? My goodness me. Absolutely. Media agenda against our players. Always, Randy. Hated it all, never ignores, as I always say. Media agenda has always been against our football club, our great football club. You know, without us, they have no jobs, guys. Without us, they'll be unemployed. They'll be in a job centre in Manchester. That's where they will be. Without us, they will have nothing to talk about because no one gives a flying F about Manchester City. Look, at the end of the day, the Premier League are close to taking the Premier League are close to taking Manchester City to court, right? To court, and no one wants to. They basically, a few clubs are going to sue the Premier League, you know, and no one wants to do a thing about it. No one wants to talk about it. No one gives a damn about it because, man, it's not Man United. If Man United were in Manchester City's position right now, can you imagine the outcry? There would be Netflix series about it. There would be billboards up everywhere. People would be spray painting everywhere. Get Man United out the league. Get Man United out the league. They'll be everywhere. Do you know what I mean? But because it's like little Man United, Manchester City, it's little sky blue Manchester City. We have to, you know, show them respect because Pep Guardiola is a nice guy. Pep Guardiola is a nice guy, and he gives us a bit of the Skrilla as well. Absolutely. Baguette and hummus, bruv. Baguette and hummus. My goodness me. Baguette and hummus. Not naan or chapati. None of that. Roti. None of that, Kazi. You don't want any of that, mate. I have a nice hummus over here in the UAE, mate. Absolutely beautiful. Mwah. Absolutely lovely. Zune, how you doing, my friend? Zuriani, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Did Musiala want us? Who knows? Who knows? Big no, my friend. I don't know. At the end of the no, who knows? I hope he does. I hope he does. Of course, Manchester United, subject to popular belief, beat Real Madrid to Lenny Euro. So I believe Man United are capable of getting Musiala. Absolutely. I think if we sell the project to him, I think he might want to come to Man United. You know, he might. You know, at the end of the day. But obviously, there will be other teams lurking in the background. Of course, guys. Absolutely. Hi guys, how you doing, Mark? Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the stream, my guy. Hope you're doing well, you legend. Fan, how's things, guy? How's things, my man? Hope you're doing well, bro. Hope everything is good with you. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Good to see you back on the show, my friend. Good to see you back. Mark, United was stupid to get involved in Greenwood's personal life. They should have defended him until he was found guilty. Same goes for Mendy at City. Guy was even jailed and was innocent. City deserted him. Mark, I'm going to be totally honest with you, my friend. I absolutely agree with you. I agree with you. I think like Ineos were going to keep Mason Greenwood, but they were swayed by a part of the fan base. They were swayed by a section of the fan base, guys. And they made their decision based on pressure. They got pressured into selling Mason Greenwood. They felt new in the job. They felt, no, what, Greenwood is going to cause too much noise. Instead of backing their player, I mean, obviously, Thomas Partey, you know what happened with Thomas Partey, and he stayed at Arsenal, didn't he? You know, and they backed him. You know, back your football. I mean, you know what? The thing is, like, the thing was leaked, and it shouldn't have been leaked in the first place. That thing was leaked, and it shouldn't have been leaked in the first place. And you know what? The charges were dropped. Innocent until proven guilty. Guys, I just finished watching Lincoln Lawyer, by the way. What a series, man. I've been watching the whole Lincoln Lawyer. I watched the new one, and you know what? It's brilliant. Big up the Lincoln Lawyer. Sorry to bring that in. Absolutely. Let's be honest, though. There's no 22-year-old Mason is not going to be levels better than most. Ahmed is not even close. Probably won't even be as good as Garnacho, but we can hope he does. Mark, it's right. You know, I don't think Ahmed is a generational yet, but Greenwood was a generational from a young age. Greenwood was ready from a long time ago. And you know what? Greenwood... that guy is so versatile. His finishing is killer. I mean, Robin van Persie said that, you know what, he copies the way he plays. It's a great compliment, of course. You know, I think he's an absolute gunman in front of goal. And you know what? We miss that. We do miss that. One thing about Ahmed, I hope he does become the player that we hope. I hope Garnacho becomes the player that we hope. Lightweight a little bit. One thing about Greenwood, he's got a bit of strength about him, which is like, you know, a bit built, you know, and he does remind me of a player that is going to be world class, of course. Big up, Irfan, big up, Mark, of course, for the comments and stuff. I concur. Greenwood is missed. They were pressured. They shouldn't have been pressured. They should have went after their own decision, of course, guys. Why didn't United fans get so involved when Giggs was doing his brother's wife for how long? Because a lot of the fan base, they have this, how do I say it, right? Ryan Giggs, right? They got this, I think it's a double standard, mate. I would say that it is a double standard, but you know what? People will be people at the end of the day. And for whatever reason that is, I mean, I've got my reasons, right? And people know what my reasons are at the end of the day. But, you know, I just feel like a young lad, it should have been taken into account. That's all. You know, it's a young lad, you know, and things happen. They had an argument between it. Look, guys, look, I'm going to be totally honest with every single guy and woman in this stream, right? I'm going to be very honest with you, people. If we had a camera or a recording device next to us every single minute of the day, for goodness sake, a lot of us will be probably doing time right now. You know what I mean? For the things we said, for the anger, we say things out of frustration and stuff like that, you know? I've never been a guy who, you know, I'm very pro, like, obviously I'm a married man, I know, you know, and stuff. And, you know, I look after my wife and everything. And it's nothing to do with that, right? It's to do with every human being is obviously got their flaws, right? And especially when they're young. I did things when I was young that I regret, you know, loads of things. And the thing is that we can't be self-righteous because we all make these mistakes, of course, guys, you know, but we move on from it and we learn from it, you know. Greenwood was naive in that situation. Regardless what that situation was, whether it was just whatever it was, we don't know the full story. We haven't heard the full video, of course, guys. Let's not forget that. You know, he was obviously should have known that. I mean, that girlfriend shouldn't have been recorded him. Absolutely not. Shouldn't have recorded him. And she shouldn't have leaked it either. It should have went straight to the police. It should have went straight to the police, guys. Greenwood is versus UK outrage, morality. One builds, the other destroys. Same things will never change. Top button, absolutely, mate. England for you, absolute England. Mate, we got Tommy Robertson running around England being racist, you know. Blatantly. If Greenwood was found guilty, he would be sentenced in sentence, and then it was all good to do what he was done. But the guy is happy, and they have a kid in the second in a way. Nice for the he's not a rape. I wouldn't say that word, but he's not that. Greenwood is not our word. Absolutely not. I agree with that, Mark, though. And what does United have? United have Antony, 90 million. Don't be cruel to Antony, though. When his fault, the price tag when his fault, guys. It was not his fault. It was the incompetence of the board. Absolutely. He would have went for 40, 50. Big up, Sal. Big up, Brian. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the stream, my friend. Hope everything is cool with you, Brian. Musiala will be sold for 100 million or more because Bayern will be revenge for him wanting to leave and make it difficult as possible. But they will be put under pressure, Mark, from the fact that he has 1 year left on his contract. If he doesn't sign that contract, it's going to be very, very tempting for them to accept around 100 million, even 90 around that area. You know, if they don't sign the contract. He might still sign a contract, though. You never know what happened behind the scenes. Bundesliga will fit Bruno well. Should he leave in the summer? So why not give him to Bayern with a top focus? Basically, we just signed Bruno to a new contract, Mark, and I don't think that Bruno will go to the Bundesliga, to be honest with you. Not many people know, but Bruno's family live in England. A lot of his family, obviously, I worked with his brother for 2.5 years, guys. And, and not people know that. He keeps it very secret. You know, Ricardo, of course, is his brother, and he keeps it very secret in regards from everyone. And that's why he won't leave England. One of the reasons, as well as being he loves Man United. Whatever people think, you know what? There we are. Miss Greenwood, the boy is class. Brian, he is class. I agree, he is class. It's sad what happened. Ahmed felt like a generation before his injury. Greenwood was like a next level type player. He was a next level, wasn't he? Did Giggs do his brother wife? Is it true? Yes, it's true. Very true. Very, very true. If he had camera on 24/7, I would be found dead low and would be abused. Mad advanced, definitely. You know what? The world is a funny place, isn't it? The way we point fingers at people, the way we think that is wrong. We got selective righteous syndrome kind of thing, like self-righteous selective memory syndrome. In regards to we select what we think is bad and we select what we think is not as bad at the end of the day. What is going on in England right now? I mean, people have been living in England their whole life. They cannot afford hot water. They cannot afford their rent. People can't, and they're working 60, 70 hours a day. I've interviewed people who have been in Afghanistan in Afghanistan are living on the street because they can't get benefits and stuff like that. England has a fundamental problem in regards to everything, a lot of things right now. Brexit, of course, topped it. That was the top of the pudding, mate. Absolutely. Absolute topped it. And you know what? They've got so many problems in England. But you know what? People are only throwing out the knives because, you know what? It's nothing to do with football. And it's nothing to do with what happened and the allegations, of course, guys. Madavant said, if Green is situation, there is some racism. You know what? I can't judge everyone on regards to the Man United community. Of course, you know, some people feel very passionately about it. Some people, it gave them some flashbacks, of course, guys. And, you know, some people have been in that situation in their lives. You know, some people have been in that situation. So it's like this at the end. I have my beliefs. I have my beliefs on what the majority is. And you know what? United sitting and crying for allowing fucking ladies team, convincing them to sell Greenwood, be professional and take control. The women's team don't control United. Victim forgave him. I agree, Mark. I agree with that. You know, Randy, it's a very famous story. Yes, he did. Yeah, it's one of the most, unfortunately, of course. But look, you know what? Let's go on a little bit of a history lesson here. Let's look at what the likes of Paul Merson and what's his name? John Terry did. All those things that they did as well. You know, that still play for Carl Walker as well. What he did, you know. Randy, where have you been? Big up, Randy, of course. You know, Sal, our thoughts changes very quickly sometimes. Our lust takes control so much that we can't process the difference between the good and the bad. That's the control over lust is important. A man's control over lust is very important. A man it's up to him to control himself. Absolutely. And we cannot let our lust get to us. By nature, we have this, right? By nature. Just like women say hormones, men have their problems as well, right? At the end of the day. But one thing you have to do is that, you know, you have to control yourself. A man has to control himself. You know, a man has to know that he's a man and he has to be a man, you know, and not be like weak in regards to his emotions and his physical feelings and stuff like that. You know, he has to be a man and control his feelings at the end and respect his woman, respect his lady. And that's what he should do. At the end of the day, look, you know what? I've been married. I'm happily married. And you know what? Respect my wife every single day. You know, that is what it is. And that is what you should practice. Respect. Understand the scenario. Understand the situation. Know when no. Know when no is. Know when yes is, of course, guys. It's multi-layered. There's lots of things. As a man, you have to learn. And sometimes as men, we're weak. You know, we're weak and we cannot control our emotions. You know, women can switch on and off. They can switch it on and off. Men, unfortunately, a lot of men can't control their emotions. And you know what? That's why you get bad men, you know, at the end of the day. Sadly. Your favorite underrated United player, only a few are aware about. My favorite underrated United player, only a few are aware about. I would say that's a good question, to be honest with you. That's a good question. Not my favorite United player. My one I feel like is that I'm not aware about. Let me have a look. Let me think about this. I think personally, and you guys are going to laugh at me, right? I think Luke Chadwick was highly underrated. I think he was underrated. I know he wasn't a superstar, guys, and stuff like that. I know he didn't have the looks, but I think he was highly underrated. I do. Another player who got sadly injured when he was young is Ben Thornley. Ben Thornley would have solved England's left-hand side position. If Ben Thornley didn't get injured, he would have been on that left-hand side for England. He got injured in a friendly game. No, it was a reserve game. My apologies. It was a reserve game. Ben Thornley got injured in a reserve game. Nicky Butt was playing in that game. And he never was the same after that injury. If he didn't get that serious injury, he would have played for England on that left-hand side. And in that period, England had a big problem on the left-hand side. Of course, they were playing inverted wingers back then because they didn't have a left footer. So Ben Thornley is the most underrated player that not many people know about. But he's only underrated because he never got to fulfill his full potential, unfortunately. Randy, maybe I love gigs so much. Gigs running animals, of course. Imagine being John Terry's teammate at the Team Christmas. Oh, my goodness me. Can you imagine that? I don't like him. I really don't like his personality. You know what I mean? Never had a girlfriend. No idea how does relationship work. So hopefully one day you'll get there, man. Advance said you'll get there, mate, and you'll understand when you see it. But let me tell you this one thing: before you get into a relationship, my friend, remember the first relationship doesn't always work, right? The first relationship doesn't always work. You always have to be aware that this relationship could end at any time, Mad Advanced, right? Remember this. You will fall in love with the idea of someone. It's not necessarily going to be that person. You're going to fall in love with the idea of that person. And that is the key, right? Don't fall in love with the idea. Fall in love with the person. And if that person turns out not to be the one, move on. You know, because at the end of the day, generally, when it is your first relationship, etc., you know, it does kind of go pear-shaped. You know, it does kind of go pear-shaped. So my advice to you would be, don't fall in love with the idea of someone, fall in love with the person. Because a lot of people fall in love with the idea that they're going to be this, they're going to be that, you know? And that's what one thing I would say. Big up Mark Van der Vaart. Most underrated United player for me was Herrera. Yeah, he was kind of underrated. He was kind of underrated during the time he was at Man United at a very difficult time for Man United, of course, you know. Antony, most underrated. Some believe that, yeah. Luke Chadwick, enjoying like now, how good to see. Yeah, good to see Luke Chadwick doing well, of course. Life, I agree. Steve Bruce for me did play for England. Can't remember. Didn't play for England, Brian. Didn't play for England. Once scored 16 goals from defense in one season. Didn't get an England cap. But guess who got an England cap, guys? Neil Ruddock, Andy Hinchcliffe, Barry Venison. Those type of players got England caps. Not Steve Bruce, though. You know what? In 1995, 1996, the Euros were starting. Who was the defenders? Gareth Southgate, Aston Villa, Tony Adams. Man United had just won the double. Gary Pallister and Steve Bruce were absolutely immense. But who was in the defense? Stuart Pearce. You know? Tony Adams. Gareth Southgate. The only one was Gary Neville. It's a disgrace, isn't it, when you think about it? Steve Bruce not getting a cap. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace, Steve Bruce not getting a cap. Absolutely. Rob Jones got an England cap. John Scales. People like that got England caps. And Steve Bruce didn't get an England cap at that period in time as well. Mad, isn't it? Mad. Randy, first relationship is to gain experience. It is, but one thing I would say, Randy, is that the first relationship hurts the most when it ends. It hurts the most because you're not used to it and you don't know. You know, especially if it ends badly, you know, it hurts the most. Viva John Terry could have won the cup, but fucked it up. Absolutely. He slipped on his backside. Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. What a time. What a memory that was. He slipped. He was taking a penalty and he missed. You know what? Brian, you brought me back to me, mate. You know what? I love being brought back to those times. Those times are absolutely phenomenal. They're fantastic times, guys. They were fantastic times, of course, guys. Absolutely. My big bro married his childhood best friend and ended up, it ended up very bad. It can end bad because you need a little bit of experience, man advanced. You do. You do need a little bit of experience in there. You know, I always used to warn my mate, he married his childhood sweetheart. No, not childhood. He had his first girlfriend when he was about bloody 25, 26. And then he got married to that girlfriend. And I thought, you know what? I said, you know what? You shouldn't really marry your first. It's not the 50s, but you know what? It could work. You know what? I'm not going to paint everyone with the same brush. Your football knowledge is beyond my levels. I am new. I learned from a lot from you. Mad Advance said, you know what? Sit here. You know what? I talk all day about football with you, my friend. Absolutely. I'll talk all day with you. From Hearts of Oak in Ghana all the way to FC Tokyo in Japan. I've been, mate. And you know what? I've earned my stripes, guys. I've earned my stripes. But big up, Mad Advance. You speak a lot of sense. You know, you speak a lot of it. You speak very smartly, my friend. Big up, respect. Big respect. Love is not the problem. The falling is the part. Top button. Very nicely said. The words of decision are made when the people fall in love. My dad used to always tell me, top button, that, you know what, you should always go out with someone, leave your heart on the shelf. That's what he used to tell me. He used to tell me, when you go out with a woman, he said, go out there with your brain, but leave your heart on the shelf. That's what he used to tell me. Gospel. Absolute gospel. Mark, those guys you just named are the same guys talking the shit about United on Sky Sports shows of pundits now. Shit players and shit pundits. Absolutely. I agree. You know what? If there's such great knowledge of football, why don't they become managers? Why don't they show us how it's done? You know? We all know it headed for Gary Neville. So big up. Namaste, GK. Hope you're doing well. Big up, GK, of course. Get rich, hit the gym, 10 out of 10. Dylan, my guy, that's how you do it, mate. And everything else will fall in place. Get your own house in order. Get your own house in order. And everything else will fall in place. But one thing, my advice to everyone would be, never tell a girl you're rich. Never tell her you're rich. Never, ever tell her you are rich. Because then you always have that doubt in your head that, you know what, she's only with me because I've got money. When you meet her for the first time, meet her in a rundown escort, right? Take her to McDonald's. Take her to bloody Nando's if you know what I mean? I mean, even Nando's is a little bit way. You know, take her to Nando's, right? See the reaction. See the reaction. And then, if the reaction is bad, you would know. You would know straight away. Right? You would know straight away. If you go to a restaurant and she says, no, I'm going to pay. If she does that, that's the one. I know one guy who had a good laugh when Terry slipped and missed the penalty. Imagine him saying karma. Absolutely. At the end of the day, that was a beautiful moment. That was like the gods, you know, that is like the gods were on our side, guys. The gods were on our sides that day. And you know what? We should have won that game in the first half. We should have been 3-0 up in the first half against Chelsea, guys. That chance from, I think it was Tevez, where he headed it and then Carrick hit it over the bar on the rebound. You know what? We should have really won that game quite comfortably, guys. I married my first sad ending. Randy, big up. You should do collabs with Indian YouTubers. If you somehow manage to convince Indian audience your subscribers will go up a speeder. Mate, if they want to talk to a proper Man United fan of 500 games, you know what? They're more than welcome. You know what? They should convince me. You know, I've worked with legends in my life, Mad Advance said. No arrogance. You know, I've been around the block, my friend. If they want to work with me, they should be obliged. They should be happy to work with me, Mad Advance said. No arrogance. But they should be happy to work with me, not them happy to work with me, working with them. I know that my followers will grow. That is true. You know, I mean, the Indian population is incredible in regards to the support they have for obviously their movies and social media, etc. But you know what? Mad Advance said, you be my spokesman. You go after that and you tell them. You should work with Stretford Post, of course. Brian, is that what you did, Sal? What's that? What did I do? I can't remember what I said, Brian. I can't remember 2 minutes ago. Brian, I cannot remember what I said, to be honest with you. Let me think. What did I say? What did I say? I can't remember what I said. Absolutely can't remember what I said, mate. You're going to have to remind me, Brian. Men, that Rashford cross to Garnacho was it was a brilliant cross. We will not sell Rashford for cheap. We will keep him for sale. Yeah, we won't sell him for cheap. That's for sure. Not now. But Sal, isn't the first date supposed to be the most important to take her to commonplace? Good idea? No, Mad Advance said. I'm not saying to take her to bloody Curry House in the middle of bloody Soho. I'm not saying that, Mad Advance said. I'm not saying to take her to bloody McDonald's, right? What I'm saying is this. Take her to somewhere modest, right? Not too extravagant, but somewhere all right, you know? Somewhere all right. Take her somewhere like that. And you know what? You will see the reaction. You will see the reaction, you know? You'll see the reaction. And Nando's is a good one. Nando's is good. I don't know if you have Nando's, Mad Advance said, but Nando's is a good one because Nando's is like, yeah, it's like a little bit, yeah, it's like in between. So I would do that if I was you. And then you get to know the girl. Don't spoil the girl too soon. Don't try and sell yourself too much. Don't. Be yourself. That's all you can be, right? That's all you can be. Don't sell yourself something. Don't sell her a dream that you can't fulfill. She has to be in love with you as the person. And that is how I would say it. This stream, you know what? It goes all over the place, guys. It goes all over the place. Actually, it's a genuine, she would treasure it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Even at McDonald's, to be honest, and Burger King. But I don't know much Indian football YouTubers are so arrogant, man. I've seen their reaction and their thumbnails are so fake. They need to pipe down a little bit, you know, at the end of the day. Just tell them to pipe down a little bit and not be too arrogant. You know what? We are all human beings at the end of the day. You know what? Striving to get somewhere. If I told them who I've worked with, it will make them look so small. They'll be about this big. but I won't do that. I won't name drop to them and stuff like that. At the end of the day, I know the biggest YouTuber in the world for Man United, which is Mark Goldbridge. He's a friend of mine. You know, at the end of the day, you know, if they wanna talk about, you know, what they're doing, I mean, first of all, I would love to get them on the channel without any Google and ask them about Man United and tell them some questions about Man United. Let's see how many questions they get right. Let's see. I bet they'll be they wouldn't know. Lineup predictions. I got it tomorrow. Mark. I got it tomorrow. For the match preview, my friend. The match preview is tomorrow, guys. Absolutely. I have many female friends from childhood and from my knowledge. Try to go to a picnic, get some nice snacks. GK, good one. Love it. That is how you do it, my friend. That is how you do it. Nice and humble, nice and easily. You know, at the end of the day, you know, when I was a kid, right, when I had my first relationship and stuff like that, I didn't have a pot to piss in, guys. Right, I was poor. I wore the same couple of trousers all week. I wore the same shirt, t-shirt all week. You know, I didn't have nothing. You know. And yeah, she was a Hindu girl, by the way. And yeah, it all went pear-shaped. And at the end of the day, you know what? Things happen. You know, obviously, religious beliefs and stuff like that. She was falsely married and stuff. And you know what? It was a disaster. It was a disaster. And that's why I would say, don't put too much into it. Let it develop. Get to know the person, the ins and out, the background, the this, the that, the family, the this, the that, you know? And then you start to understand, you know, that maybe that girl's for me, or maybe that girl's not for me. Or guy, whoever, guys, you know, it's 2025, of course, guys, absolutely 2025. And that's how I would say it, you know, because not everything is set in stone. You know, you may believe something, you may think that you are right for something. And the most important thing that I learned in life, right, in regards to relationships and whatnot, the most important thing that I learned in life is don't force it. Do not force it. Even if you want to force it, you really want that woman. If she's not interested in you, listen, there's a program. I forgot what it's called. It's not Fraser. Is it Fraser? I've forgotten what it's called. But there's a scene on there where the woman comes up to him and she goes, I don't want to see you anymore. He goes, that's all right. Yeah, that's fine. I hope you find someone else. I'll find someone else. That's all right. And she was like, what? He goes, yeah, no problem. She goes, I'm ending it. And he goes, yeah, fine. Absolutely, no problem. No problem. I don't mind that. Absolutely, no problem. Best of luck. That's how you got to be. Trust me. Trust me. It might hurt you inside to do that, but watch her chase you. Watch it. Or not. He speaks Hindi, but his English is awesome too. His name is United Broad, 10K subs, insane ball knowledge. Bring him on the stream, mate. Bring him on the stream. I'll absolutely school him, mate. Mad advanced. But you know what? Bring him on the stream. If he's a nice person, I want him on the stream. If he's an arsehole, I don't want him on the stream. At the end of the day, he has to be a nice person. He doesn't have as much knowledge as me, my man. Absolutely not. In world football, absolutely not. I find that very hard to believe. That he has, you know, and 10K subs is nothing. I'll have that in a couple of months. I've just started my live content a couple of months ago, guys. I've got 5,000 subscribers. Come on. We need to get to 100K. I'm on my way to the 100K, guys. So those who have not subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. It's very important that you subscribe to the channel, guys. Please. Sal, can you can try go Zayed City Football Group to play some footy there. Many people of Abu Dhabi play footy. Yes, they do. Zayed Football Group, they do. Absolutely. I do already play football, mate. I do already play football, my friend. I do. And I do a lot of work with Abu Dhabi football teams and stuff like that. I do a lot of work over here, my friend, in regards to football and stuff like that. I do a lot of things. I'd love to get some people from UAE on my channel, of course, football people, footballers and stuff like that. I would love to get some footballers on my channel, some footballers from UAE, of course, at the end of the day. I would love to do that, of course. I mean, I've got a couple of clubs where I live. I've got Al Jazeera. They're a very big club over here. They're very close to me. They're literally a few, 10-minute drive from me. I've got them, you know. Obviously, I've got obviously Al Wada as well and teams like that. The other teams are Al Ain and that, but they're in different cities. But Al Jazeera is the closest team to me right now. Is Al Jazeera. Nobody can match your levels out. Big up, Mad Advances. Much love to you, mate. But I wouldn't mind him on the show. If he wants to come, he can come. It'd be a good laugh, mate. You know what? It'd be branching out for him because he would get in some of my subscribers. I'd be getting some of his subscribers. Practice meditation and subconsciousness concentration, focus on breathing. Try this daily. Yeah, absolutely. Fast as well, GK. Stop eating at 6. Start eating again at 12 p.m. the next day. Scout young prospects from South America. If I was in South America, I would. I know a lot about South American football already. I'm just sitting here, hit the likes, everyone. Big up. My dream game, one game I haven't been to is Boca Juniors against River Plate. I really want to go to Boca Juniors against River Plate, guys. One day, I will go to Boca Juniors against River Plate, guys. That is my dream, to go to one of those games. I would love to see the atmosphere there. I know that they're rebuilding the stadium at Boca Juniors. I know that they are moving ground, which is sad. At the end of the day, if we're honest with you, that does make me a little bit sad, because it is a legendary stadium, of course, guys. So you know what? I wouldn't mind going to see that, going to that stadium before it gets demolished. Why is Lautaro Martinez not even a Ballon d'Or debate? That's crazy. He's been good for years, hasn't he? Inter Milan. He's been good for years, hasn't he? Madness, isn't it? But you know what? The Ballon d'Or, we all know it's going to go to. It's going to go to Lionel Messi, the media puppet. Is going to go to him, the guy who only did well at a bloody stupid Barcelona, and was carried to a World Cup, and now he's bloody getting Ballon d'Or every single bloody time. Every time, it's ridiculous. They will give him again. Watch. Imagine Endrick coming to United and building his own legacy. He's playing well at Real Madrid, though, isn't he? He's not doing too bad, Endrick, at Real Madrid. He's doing all right. One thing we got to do is work on the South American market. We got to get there before Real Madrid do. Real Madrid have a very, very good network in South America, so they're getting most of the Brazilian players first, and that's what we should do. I mean, we've done it a couple of times under Sir Ferguson. We didn't do it anywhere near enough. So your views on the Club World Cup? Yeah. I mean, I think there should be a World Cup for teams. I don't think it should be as intense, but there should be a World Cup for teams. There should be. We won the World Cup, of course. Man United, of course, I remember. We do need a World Cup for teams, but it shouldn't be like a extended. It should be the way it is. South America take it extremely serious. The World Cup, the Club World Cup, extremely serious. Because of that penalty is given to Madrid. Because of that penalty is given. Yeah, I remember that. Wasn't that the other day? Yeah, we can at least try Antony swap and with a South American players. I don't know if he'll go back there. I don't know. Apparently, he wants to go back to Ajax. People say destroy the club, World Cup, and players' health with this. We don't need too much football. We're playing too much football right now. There's too much football going on right now. Of course, guys. Of course. Absolutely. Guys, I'm going to say goodbye now. Sorry, guys, but I have to go. I have to go out now. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to smash a like on the video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you are new, I have nothing but love for every single one of you. You guys are absolute legends. And there would be nothing if it weren't for you guys. You absolute ballers, you. Your knowledge is top of the range, top of the range. Much love to you all. I hope you have a fantastic evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you do well. Big up GK, big up Man Advanced Sid, big up everyone, Randy, Dylan, all of you guys who joined me today, everyone who joined me today. So much love to you. Take it easy, guys. I shall see you tomorrow for Breaking Dawn. Don't forget to join me for Breaking Dawn. It's very important. It's going to be a big show, guys, as usual. Take it easy, guys. I shall see you then. All the best. Peace.